Illiteracy. For a successful democracy, educated and enlightened. Enlightened means understanding citizens are necessary. Compulsory education and universal education are promoted not only in India but everywhere in the world where they want to operate democratic polity or where they want to operate democratic constitution. So what is illiteracy? Illiteracy means inability of a person to read and write in any language. Amartya Sen described illiteracy as one of the unfreedoms. According to Census report of 2001, a person who can read and write with understanding in any language may be called a literate person, and a person who can only read but cannot write is not a literate person. Hence, illiteracy is a curse on human development. So let's see what are the causes of illiteracy. Number 1. Population explosion. India is the second most populous country in the world. It consists of 17.5% of world's total population. The population of Karnataka has increased to 6.11 crores. Hence, it has become a challenging task for government to provide literacy. Number 2. Poverty. Due to poverty, majority of children suffer from malnutrition and anemia. Anemia means lack of blood or red blood cell. Parents from poor and low-income families find it difficult to send children to schools. Number 3. Social backwardness. Hierarchical caste system. Hierarchical caste system that includes Varnas, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. So the hierarchical caste system, inferiority complex, that means lack of self-esteem among people, ignorance about the importance of children, taboos. Taboos means social and cultural banning of an act. If you see some religion, let's take Brahmin religion, sometimes they were not at all promoting girls for higher education. So, hierarchical caste system, inferiority complex among the people, ignorance about importance of education, taboos have prevented large number of people from getting literacy. Further, large percentage of girls, particularly in rural areas, have been denied access to primary education due to customs, traditions and practice of gender inequality. Number 4. Child labor. Prevalence or existence of child labor due to poor socio-economic condition is seen all over India. According to National Crime Record Bureau report, there were 2 crore child labor across the country in 2001. They are working in hotels, small-scale industries, carpet weaving and fireworks etc. All these hinder them from getting education. Number 5. Poor infrastructure. Most of the schools across the country have no proper building, required number of qualified teachers and study materials. The school environment is not conducive or good for learning and teaching. There is lack of adequate transport facilities for children, school children, particularly in rural areas. Just now we came to know about the causes of illiteracy. Let's see what are the impediment, that means hindrances or obstacles to democracy. How the illiteracy as an hindrances to democracy or obstacles to democracy. Illiteracy is both a curse and impediment or obstacles to democracy. Illiterates are easily exploited and abused by politicians and vested interests or officers who hold the office to realize their goals. The successful working of democracy depends upon the political awareness which can be acquired through education. So let's see in table 1 the percentage of literacy in 1951, that is soon after the Planning Commission exists, and in 2011. So census year 1951 there were total of person is 18.33. Among the male constitute 27.16 and female 8.86 literacy rate, whereas in 2011 there is improvement. 74.04% among the male constitute 82.74 male who got literate and 65.46 female got literate. In 2011 census report records the literacy rate in Kerala is 94%, Karnataka 75.36% and Bihar 61.8%. So let's see what are the impediments or hindrances or obstacles of literacy to democracy. Number 1. lack of political awareness. Illiteracy would contribute for political apathy. So political apathy means is a feeling of disinterest in the sense of politics. So the illiteracy would contribute for political apathy. Illiteracy masses or rises due to their ignorance and indifference do not take part in political process. So illiterate people, they are not able to understand the importance of vote. They do not understand the ideologies of political party. Their manifesto means a public declaration of policy and the performance of ruling party, election rules and process. Number 2, low percentage of votes. Since first general election, the percentage of polling has not crossed 60%. This is due to illiteracy and lack of political awareness. Political legitimacy or conformity to law cannot be achieved to full extent by low percent of polling. 3. Money and muscle power. The nexus between politicians. So the nexus means what? The connection between the politician and businessman is noticeable. That is what we have seen in crony capitalism. So the politicians are tactful, very much careful enough to get votes from the poor people through dubious means who are illiterate. Dubious means they were not sure whether they will get the vote or not. So the politicians are very much tactful enough to get votes from poor people through dubious means who are illiterate. Through rigging. Rigging means electoral fraud and booth capturing and threatening the voters using muscle power have led to criminalization of politics. Number 4. Politics of populism. Populism means democracy. The voters in India are attracted by politics of populism or democracy. Illiteracy and poverty force them to depend upon the facilities of the government. They fail to understand that the populist government or democratic government bring them into mainstream of the society. Indulgence, that means satisfaction in politics of populism or democracy, makes the people to depend on the government for everything without becoming creative individual. This becomes an impediment or obstacles to national development. Number 5. Emergence of dictatorship. When people are not politically conscious, show apathy or show disinterest or shy to vote, an ambitious leader transforms the democracy into dictatorship. So next, compulsory education as a response. This is the response as per the government towards illiteracy. National Education Policy, that is NEP, was adopted in 1986. It was later modified in 1992 and named as New Education Policy. National Curriculum Framework, that's in 2005, NCF was introduced. 86th Constitutional Amendment. This is one of the important question in this chapter. You can expect this question for your exam. Article 45 envisages or predicts that states to provide free and compulsory education. It was not implemented properly. What this Article 45 tells that the state to provide free and compulsory education was not at all implemented properly. Hence, what to do? Through 86th Constitutional Amendment, it is made compulsory. The Parliament of India passed the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act in 2002. Accordingly, 21A is inserted in the Constitution, which aimed at making right to education a fundamental right for children between 6 to 14 years of age. So let's see what are its main provisions. Number 1. Compulsory education means it is an obligation or a duty of the government to provide free elementary education and ensure compulsory admission and attendance and completion of education to every child in the age group of 6 to 14. Number 2. It is a compulsory duty of parents and guardians to send the children to school. Number 3. The school must have minimum facilities such as adequate pupil-teacher ratio, that is student-teachers ratio, trained teachers, infrastructures and playground. Number 4. The central government and state governments bear the expenditure on the basis of agreed formula. In 2013, it was in the ratio of 65.35. Number 5. The school management committee or local authority should identify the dropout or out of school children and admit them in the classes appropriate to their age. Before admission, they have to be given special training. As per Section 12(1)(c) of RTE Act, that's what known as Right to Education Act, private aided and non-minority unaided school must reserve 25% of seat for children belonging to backward classes and disadvantaged group in neighborhood areas. 7.5% seats are for children belonging to scheduled caste community, 1.5% for scheduled tribe category, and 16% for other backward groups.